Yo, family. Yo, how's it going, guys? How's everyone doing? How is everyone doing? Happy to see you all here. Hope you're having a good day so far. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Hope you're having a good day. Hope you're having a good week so far. It is Thursday, second to last stream of the week. Tomorrow is my last stream of the year. How's everyone getting on? Sorry, I'm running a little bit late there. A couple minutes late to the stream. Don't kill me. Just was a little bit behind, but we're here now, ready to catch some dubs. As you can see, we've pushed so high on the daily. Hey Alex, how's it going? Adil, nice to see you here. Like up the stream if you're ready, guys. We're going to start with the fundamentals first. We'll have a quick recap on the trade journal. So, as always, I'm journaling all my trades, so make sure you check that out if you really want to see my track record. I've started this. I started at the start of the month, so it is relatively new, but we've started it. It's going to collect all the trades from now on. Every single trade that I take will be on here. I'm going to add some more columns in to put some screenshots of other stuff as well as we move forward. But, hey Scott, how's it going? Like the stream if you're ready, guys. So, yesterday we had one dub. We caught 1.5%. It was an AMD setup. It was a great trade, ERL to IRL. In fact, it was AMD and IFVG. I've now added a new little feature to this, so because, we have both of them. So, yeah, we have that there. But, yeah, we're going to start with the fundamentals, guys, in just a sec. Like the stream if you're ready to get started. Like the stream if you're ready to catch a W. If you watched Market Outlook yesterday, I think we were still bearish on GJ, but that's changed now. Or maybe the same, depending on what the draw on liquidity looks like. But let's get started, guys. Like up the stream if you're ready to catch a W or two. Let's start with the fundamentals. So, as you can see, today is obviously Thursday, the 19th of December. We've had JPY news and GBP news and USD news. We've had all the red folder news that we would have had today. We've had that already. It's been and gone. Now, on the JPY, we had 6:30 red folder, which is what I told you that this would be at 6:30. I said it might even be a little bit earlier or a little bit later, but I told you we would have 6:30 a.m. JPY news, which we got. There was the speech, and that's kind of set us off in this bullish move that you will see on GJ in just a moment. But yeah, then we had 12 p.m. GBP, a bunch of red folder, and then 1:30 USD as well. So we've got a nice set of volume, it's not too iffy. If we had like one piece throughout the night, if we just had this JPY news, then it would be a little bit messy. But, we've had pre-London news, pre-New York news. So it's pretty good here. Pretty good. So with that out the way, we just look at what's next. What's the next piece of fundamental? And as you can see, there's no red folder news for the rest of the day. So we don't need to worry at all about anything fundamentally. So jump straight onto the charts, and you can see this massive push up on GJ. At the moment, we're chilling at 197, just underneath 198. Very bullish, but I think slightly bearish at the moment. Now, we're going to make our way through all these pairs as we do. Starting with GJ, then Bitcoin, then gold. But on the daily, I'm just going to draw out this imbalance, which we focused on. We've been focusing on this imbalance for a few days now. We've been here a little bit, but we've pushed straight up through this on the back of that 6:30 a.m. JPY press conference, or the Bank of Japan press conference. And that's kind of what's given this entire move up. And I think maybe, we've had USD to kind of align with that and push us up as well. But we'll see how this goes. So the daily, technically, we're still bearish. We still want to look for sells because the daily hasn't closed outside this range yet. It is obviously, more than likely going to. But as of now, we haven't. So we still need to look for sells or prioritize sells here. Now, on the 4-hour time frame, you can see a nice little cycle here. Now, if we look at this candle, hover over this. This is the 6 o'clock candle. This is the 6 a.m. candle for me, okay? 6 a.m. 4-hour candle, which tells me that inside this 4-hour candle, we had that massive move up. Now, if we go down to the 1 hour, in just a second, we'll do that. But first, I want to have a look at the liquidity at the left-hand side. So you can see we took out this high over here, yeah? And we've also took out this high to the left-hand side as well. Let me just drag those over. You can see that there. So we want to take sells. The 4 hour is saying bearish. The daily is saying bearish as well. We kind of need to retrace back to an imbalance. And this is where it gets a little bit nice because we have this imbalance right here. And we also have a 4 hour candle, this one that's open with no bottom wick. So we're very strongly bearish at the moment, I'd say. Sells definitely make the most sense at the moment. Now, on the 1 hour time frame, we're going to see exactly what's going on here. You can see we started this push up at 6 o'clock, which tells me that we had this move based on that 6:30 a.m. JPY, which kind of just set the tone for the rest of the day. We've also got this IFVG right here, which was formed very, very quickly after a very quick move up. Now, this isn't very high probability. If we were trading this on the 5 minute, it would not be the highest probability at all. But we have that 1 hour with no bottom wick as well. Now, you can see the 1 hour here closed with no top wick, and it looks like we're coming up to take that range. So if we go to a lower time frame, this may be a previous high. Let's just make our way down to the 15. Good afternoon, Dan. How's it going? Before we do that, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to very quickly just delete some stuff here. So we don't really need to look at the daily much for the rest of the day. We've got this 4 hour one, which we're looking to trade back into. We've got these highs that have been took out, which align that 4 hour bearish bias with the daily bearish bias. So we are strongly looking for sells now. And on the 15 minute, you can see we do have this high right here, which is just above the start of that 1 hour candle. If you go back to the 1 hour time frame, you can see that there. I think we are going to come out and take this high on the 1 hour. And that's just the way candles with no wicks work. We don't have a range, so we're coming back to make that range, basically. Now, I want to see price take out this high first. We also have this imbalance over here. We will have a close and come to this imbalance, but what would make the most sense for me, really, is come back to this one right here. Wick this high, and close back down respecting it. But we'll see how that goes. On the 5 minute time frame, I'm looking to form a bullish fair value gap at the moment. And if we can do that, if we push up, regardless of, this fair value gap or this fair value gap, if we push up and form an imbalance, hopefully this is the displacement candle, we can then have that, fair value gap, inverse that and take that sell position down towards this fair value gap over here. So it's a little bit messy at the moment. I'm going to clean that up in just a second, but on the 1 hour, we have this IFVG that's formed. We're going to get rid of that. We don't necessarily need that. We can keep it in the back of our minds. We have the 15 minute fair value gaps here and a 15 minute high. I'm going to keep both of those there. And we're going to stay on the 15 minute because we don't need to go to the 5. It's just going to overwhelm us a little bit. So if we stay on the 15, just wait for price to take out this high, and then we can start looking for that position. So what we can do is just literally set an alert here because we're not going to take any entries until price takes out that level. And that's it. So quick recap, okay, before we move on. The daily, still bearish because we haven't closed outside the range yet, which kind of coincidentally aligns with the 4 hour. The 4 hour is very bearish because we took out two highs, we haven't retraced to an imbalance yet, and we also have a 4 hour candle with no bottom wick that's open. And the 1 hour aligns because we have that IFVG, which is a little bit sloppy. I wouldn't personally trade that, but it kind of aligns with our trade idea. And it looks like if you go back to the 1 hour, there you go. We just took that liquidity there. It looks like we're coming back to this 1 hour imbalance right here, if I just draw that out. And that'll probably make the most sense to try and trade. But we don't even need to move on anymore, guys, because we can literally just go to the 5 and see what setup we want to see now. So, realistically, I'd want this candle to be a bit more of a chill candle, so we can use this fair value gap right here, but I would not mind getting in if we form an imbalance on this candle. Okay, what I'm saying is, this could be the displacement candle. This candle right here could be the displacement candle. This one could be the displacement candle. I don't really care. I don't mind. I'm looking to trade an IFVG once it forms. It looks like this might be the displacement candle. Hopefully it is. I'm going to get rid of this 15-minute imbalance. We're just going to rely on the 1 hour now, okay? So, very short. Daily bearish, 4 hour bearish, 1 hour IFVG, which is bearish, coming back into a bearish fair value gap, taking out a previous high, which is the top of the range on the previous 1 hour, which didn't have a top wick. So now we are bearish. We can look for sells. For our entry, what we want to see is a 5-minute IFVG, which obviously then aligns with the whole idea of the AMD cycle right here. Very clear accumulation. So this would be the manipulation. We'd look to trade the distribution down to this low over here. What we'll do is, though, we'll target the fair value gap because that's where the 4 hour needs to go. But we'll look to manage at all these spots over here. Now, there's no point managing at this one when we're going to manage here. Like, there's like barely any pips in that. But we're also going to draw this out. And the trade would look something like this. Namaste. But we'll look for something along these lines. Down to like this and balance over here. But that makes the most sense at the moment. 2.5, 2.6 are potentially seeing how we form this IFVG. If this 2 minute closes like this, we'll get that fair value gap and we'll look to basically invert that as quickly as possible. And then manage the trade as quickly as possible as well. Looking to trade basically that manipulation, because we have now officially closed outside the range. Looking to trade the distribution, calling the end of the manipulation. So this is what we want to see. This is the setup we are looking at on GJ. It looks very nice, very good. I'm going to risk 0.5%, just putting that out there. It should be a rule pretty much for you for the entire week, the entire rest of the week, because this is the last full week. Well, it is the last week until Christmas. So things are going to be a little bit rocky, and you can see that if you just zoom out on the price and look how it's been performing the past week or so on these Forex pairs. But yeah, 0.5% risk on this trade if we do inverse this fair value gap in less than 6 candles. Right. TP would be 196,832. And stop loss, we're going to work on a stop loss a little bit here. So let's see what this. We don't necessarily need it to be much further than this. Just because of the way you trade IFVGs, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah, it could be around about here, but around about, we might move it, we might change it. It might be, for now it's 193, 198,315. Right, we're going to see how this plays out, guys. We've got 40 seconds left on this. Hopefully we can validate the fair value gap once we validate it. It looks like we're showing the rejection already after taking that high, which is also, coincidentally, the 1 hour top wick, or what would be the top wick of the 1 hour. If we go back to the 4 hour, you can see we have no bottom wick here. So it's very likely that we will flip and create that at some point. So we got a lot of confluences on our side here, guys. I'm liking this setup. Right, so we got that fair value gap validated now. We got the 15-minute candle open with no top wick here. Right, we're going to just move this over. You can see that 5-minute no top wick, but it's also 2:45, which means it's the 15 as well. No top wick. Very likely this is going to flip and make a low at some point. There you go. There's the low. Oh, no, never mind. We tried. Failed. We're going to push down a little bit more. There we go. So we got that bottom wick now. So if we do move up off this on this 5, it'll be a little bit more sustainable. And if we move down, it'll be more sustainable as well. But what we're looking to do is inverse this fair value gap in a few candles, like a handful of candles, like 5, 6 candles really is the limit. If we start consolidating and stuff like that, you know, that's when it gets a little bit messy, because the IFVG really just shows volatility and obviously stronger liquidity pools below it, but we want to trade that volatility really. So we'll see if we have that. We've just took out that high, so we are due a retracement. If we inverse this fair value gap, we'll continue down to this low over here. And that's when I'd look to adjust my stop loss. And then break even will be around about here. Into profits will be around about here. And then we just let it play out to full TP. I may even take partials at this low. We'll see how it goes. See if it's worth doing that. Right, come on. Hey, where'd you go? How's it going? Come on. Halfway through this 5 now. Looks like we tapped off that imbalance. Just gotta wait for the close. If the close looks like we're gonna, respect it, I'm just gonna move on to the next pair and let this play out. Like, what I mean by that is, if we close up here somewhere, we're just gonna move on. Let's set an alert around about here and just wait for that trade to play out rather than watching it. The only reason I'm watching it now is because it looks like it could be happening in the next candle or so. Hey Josh, I think it's trying to clear out that 50-minute fair value. Yeah, there is that 1 hour though you have to look out for. Right, looks like we're pushing down now, guys. Get your entries ready. We've got a minute left on the 5. Let's see if we can inverse this. TP. Yeah, we'll use the magnet strategy. TP is 196823. And stop loss is 198306. I think that's changed a little bit. Just going to push that back up. Yeah, 198325. 20 seconds left. Looking to push through this imbalance now. Get that close below. Come on. We're not looking for a technical close either. Like that. We don't want a technical close. That's probably worse. Let's see how this goes. Should we wait for the next 5? I'm in. We'll see how this goes. Right, let's set our alerts now. So first adjustment is going to be right here. Second is going to be here. And partial is probably here. Right, let's see this now. Right then. Let's do it. Right. I don't know if we should move on or not. I don't really like staring at the trade. I don't know if we should just go about our day. Kind of just look at Bitcoin, look at gold, and then watch it play out. If you want to analyze something else, just say and I'll do it. But for now, we're just going to sit here and watch it, okay? Let's see how this goes. Hey man, how's it going? My TP is this 4-hour fair value gap. 196823. It's alright. Not bad. I got it pretty much done on the weekend, Dan. Thanks for asking. We basically just cleared out the place, ordered a bunch of new stuff. So over the next month, I think we're just building all of the new furniture and shit like that. And then we should be good to go for the new year. That's the plan anyway. We basically clear out the garden, clear out the house. Any things you want to store, just kind of put into one of the shed. And then we ordered a bunch of new furniture over the weekend as well. And obviously that's my job to build it as it arrives. But yeah, thanks for asking. We will do EU in a sec. We're going to see how this 5-minute closes, guys. And then we'll do EU. Because we might just get the close here and then we manage straight away. For prop firms, it's a little bit different. Now, it depends if you're doing the challenge or you're funded. Though about Isaac, if you're funded, what you want to do is just, the regular stuff that you hear everywhere else, like 1% per trade kind of thing. If you're going for a funded account, there's a little bit of a different strategy for it. Now, with me, I would risk 2% off the bat, and that's it. Like, if I'll risk 2% when I'm doing the challenge. If I win, another 2%, and just keep going. If I lose the first trade, I go down to 1%. And yeah, it's kind of like that. Yeah. Loads of lovely ones. Let's go, big deeds. But yeah, Isaac, with the challenge, do 2% per trade. If you win that trade, keep going with the 2%. And if you lose the trade, go for 1. Once you're funded, just do like 1%, maybe 2%, but mostly 1%. That's what I do. Right now, I'm doing 0.5% just because it's like, I'm doing 0.5% now because I've never really traded December ever. I've always just been taught to stay away from that. The only reason I'm doing it this month is because obviously this is my first year teaching people. I'm doing the trading streams as well. So I thought I'd give it a go, see how it goes. Seems alright. We had a good first week, but this is the last week of my full streams. Like, tomorrow's my last stream of the year for trading. So I'm risking 0.5% per trade for this week. Apart from yesterday, I think, because we've seen a perfect setup in the fast track chat. No worries. Alright, so we're going to just leave this play out now. We've got another 5 min with no top wick. I want to show you this very quickly, though. You see how we have no bottom wick, on the 5? It's very likely that we're going to flip at some point and create that. And what that would look like is a very lower time frame, like AMD, like this. We should flip soon and make that low on the 5, considering we just opened. We've also left behind a bearish fair value gap right here. So once we take out that liquidity that's right here, we can then, adjust stops a little bit tighter. We're not going to put them above this. We're going to put them above this high here. Oh, excuse me. Or maybe a little bit higher than that. All good, Gustavo. Nice to see you here. Nice to see you here, Gustavo. Right, we've got 4 minutes. We should flip on this and do that. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move on. I'm going to set the alerts. We've got the alerts set. This is adjustment, stop loss adjustment, potential close of partials. So we might take partials here, and then we're just going to let it run from there down to here. I'm just going to set an alert for this full TP as well before I forget. So now we're alert every step of the way. Oh, there you go. You can see that we've just made the low on that candle there as we were going down to show you the TP. But we're going to move on now, guys. We're going to let this trade play out as the alerts set and as the alerts pop. We're going to adjust stops and stuff like that accordingly. But for now, we just kind of just keep it in the back of our minds, move on to the next thing, and see what's going on there. So we're going to have a quick look at Bitcoin. Is that type of stop loss and take profit only for desktop? No tool like that for mobile. It's a tool on TradingView. Oh, there we go. We're adjusting stops now, guys. As we moved on, that's a mess. Sorry, I'll show you in 1 sec. Children. But we have just hit TP1. Well, not TP1, but adjustment 1. Now stops are going to be just above here. So there's a half a half, so a quarter. A quarter of a percent risk on this trade now. I'm going to give it a little bit more breathing room than that. But stops are now going to be... or we'll use the 15 maybe. We'll see the 15. Oh yeah, it aligns with that. Okay, so we use the 5 again. So stops are now 198, 142. So we're risking a quarter of a percent on this trade now. We can get rid of that. Now the next management is this accumulation low over here. Right. So Children, as you were saying, we're going to move on to Bitcoin now, guys. As Children was saying or asking, it's not. It's on TradingView, so it's like I'm using MetaTrader on my phone to actually place and place the orders, place the entry, the exits, and basically this is literally just a tool. If you want to get that tool, you go over to here on the left hand side, and it's this one. You hover over that, and then there's long and short position. Put a star next to both of those, and then you hover over your widget over here, and then there's a long and short position. If you're going long, buys is long, sells is short. That's what that means. But we're going to start on the daily time frame on Bitcoin now and have a quick look at that, see what that is telling us. And it looks bearish. It looks bullish. Let me just go to this. I think that's from yesterday's stream. So just a quick recap of the past 2 days on Bitcoin. So we've took this high out over here. We've had this accumulation. We've then manipulated it, took the high, left behind the bullish fair value gap, then came down and inversed it. Literally the exact setup we've seen on the 5 minute on GJ, we've got on the daily on Bitcoin. So we've inversed that. But after inversing that, we've come down and took the daily low, whilst also coming back to that imbalance there as well. So realistically, we are a little bit bullish here. We've had that bullish retracement after taking out this low, I think. As you can see, we took out the low and then retraced. And what did we do? We came to this imbalance over here, which we formed. So we took the low, which is ERL. Then we've gone back to IRL, which is this fair value gap. And from there, we've respected it because we came into the premium zone of that imbalance. If I just draw that out, you can see that there. We came into the premium zone of that imbalance and then respected it. So what we would do now is target the low. So we actually are bearish on Bitcoin at the moment, and that's why. Yesterday's idea played out. We didn't take that trade though. We can get rid of all this. We don't need it. Okay. So we are bearish on Bitcoin at the moment. On the 1 hour, it kind of aligns too, but we have this low right here, and this low right here as well, which we need to take at some point. But yeah, it looks bearish on Bitcoin. If we're going to take an entry, we want to take a sell. Now, the 5 doesn't really look the best considering we've just pushed straight down the past few candles, which means that realistically, if we're going to look for a continuation, it's going to be a very low probability trade because we've had that move, we've had that distribution. You can see it very clearly right here. We can go all the way back over here, see that AMD, accumulation there, manipulation, distribution. Now that we've distributed, the probability we're going to have a massive move after that is very, very low. So realistically, it's just, we're not going to trade that. Let's check GJ. So GJ held that push. It's held that push down. It looks like it might be reversing a little tiny bit here. We have 2 5-minute fair value gaps that have formed right here. We had that AMD on the 5 as I spoke about. Oh, there we are. We're still going. Right. What about GBP AUD long position? I don't trade that. I'll have a quick look at it for you in a minute though. I don't trade random pairs though. I stick to GJ, Bitcoin and gold. Sometimes GU, very rarely. We're going to see how that looks in a second. Which prof do you use on what's your account type, like 100k or 200k? So I have 3. I have 1 with TFT, 2 with 1 of 1. So it totals about 70k, 150k and 2 10ks. And I have a personal, so I have about 90k USD in funding or in trading stuff. So I'm looking to set up some system where it shows my entries and exits on here rather than using MetaTrader. I know that's only really for futures though. Children, no worries. Happy to help. Big deeds, please. How did you create the middle line and add 2 templates? What do you mean? The middle line? Do you mean the fair value gaps? Let me show you. So with the middle line, all you do is go to settings, and like I know that sounds quite self-explanatory, but you go to settings, then click middle line. This here, see how it comes in the background? Like, I don't know if you can change the color, change it to dotted, change it to dashed, change it to line, change the thickness. You know, we can have a really thick dotted line here. Change the color. Then you click template, save as, FVG, or I think you might be able to click fair value gap. I think it. And then you add that, and you say it. This is, I don't know what's going on here. Click the middle line, click save as, and save it to fair value gap if you want to. No worries. How did you remove that drawing with rectangular, or what was that? What do you mean? Do you mean, is that what I've just shown you, or? That was the PD, basically, like the equilibrium, which is the basically like PD array. Right, so we're going to let this play out again. I think we might adjust stops even more here. Let's just see what's going on. So we've got no unmitigated higher time frame imbalances to come to, which is great. No unmitigated lower time frame ones to come to. We're going to adjust again, I think. We'll move just below here, just above here. So I'm going to adjust my stops now to just above that IFVG, above this fair value gap and above this fair value gap here, to 198015. So now we're risking like 1/8%. So it's like basically break even. You might as well be break even. Something like that. Let's see how this plays out, guys. Very high hopes for this. Come down to make that bottom wick on the 4 hour. I'm going to put in, this would be the bottom wick. Oh, we've got a little tiny one, I guess, but this would be the bottom wick on the 4 hour, this line here. So I guess that's another place where we should look to adjust or go break even here. But we'll see how this plays out now. Okay, so we're just going to move on, guys. Kind of forget about this. Let it play out. I'm going to set some alerts. I'll set one here as well for break even for the entry to see what's going on. Now we've got alerts here, and we'll have one here as well. We just basically put alerts everywhere because we're just moving on to other stuff now. So Bitcoin not really looking like the best trade. Now we have took out that low on the 5 minute here and bounced straight back up off of it. We could use that as a confluence. We could trade with that draw on liquidity if we want to. We could look for sells. We could look for buys if we get a bearish fair value gap form. But we don't really have that AMD cycle like we have on GJ. Now, gold. Yep, as Alex said, give the stream a like, guys. Bro, I'm still waiting for the liquidity PDF. You did not send it for me. If you've commented, right, just about this, right? So when you've seen those videos where it says to comment, it only really works on Instagram. So if you've commented it on Instagram, you should get sent it. If not, just go to one of my posts and just comment the same thing again and you'll automatically get sent it. It's like a bot. If you've commented it on TikTok, there's a little bit of an issue there because I can't really send you the link, like how you think I can, because I could message you the link, like you can DM on TikTok, but the links don't pick up as links, so it wouldn't work anyway. And obviously, if you've commented on my YouTube shorts, there's no DMs on YouTube, so you're not going to get sent it. So make sure you comment it on Instagram. Go to my Instagram, just go on any of my posts and comment the same keyword, liquidity, fair value gap, Discord, whatever it is you've commented, comment that and you will get sent it instantly, which will teach you all about this. But yeah. Right. So gold, what's going on with gold? Very, very bearish. We've come into this imbalance now, so bullish for now. Okay, I'll have a quick check for you in a second, Bill. But very quickly, the bias recap of the last few days. So we took this high, moved down to the imbalance. GJ looks like it's pushing down again. We got rid of that imbalance. Let's just go on GJ very quickly. Oh, break even. So we're back to our entry on GJ, unfortunately, here. Let's see how we react to this imbalance that we formed on the 5. And this one here that we formed on the 5. See, guys, just what I mean. December price action is never really that good. It's always just this. Very inconsistent. Well, that's annoying. I like this trade. I'm going to watch this for a minute, guys. I tried moving on. It's just very messy, this, with all these alerts. We're going to just sit here and watch it for a little bit. So if we respect this, this is why my stop loss is just above here, guys. Because we've took out ERL, which is this low over here, formed an imbalance on the way down. Now we've come back to that imbalance. We'll either disrespect it or respect it and continue the trend. We've got 2 IRLs here. This one, just below this imbalance, just below my stop loss, sorry. And this one here, which looks like we're trying to push through. I think just ignore it. Just look at the 1 hour. Right, okay. That's annoying, guys. Pushing up off of this. Let's see how we react to this imbalance here now. Okay, doesn't exist. Doesn't exist. So we either respect this, guys. Oh. And continue up. We either disrespect it, sorry, and continue up. Or respect it and then continue the overall trend down. It's simple ERL and IRL. That's why my stop's so close now. As I said, though, we're risking an 1/8% here. I may have even got took. I'm not sure. But we're risking an 1/8, like something stupid like that. This was 0.5%. And this was what, 40 pips, 42 pips. Well, it says 43, but 43 pips. Then we move to here. So now half, 12 pips. So it's like a quarter of that. A quarter of a half. I don't know what that is. An 1/8, I think. Looks like we are respecting it though. We'll see how this plays out. If we do respect this, we then obviously continue the trend down, take out the lows and stuff like that, and then just do the same thing again. Come back up, test IRL, come down, and just continue that. So it's nothing to worry about here, guys. That was natural. That retracement was natural. It looks like we are respecting it though. Hopefully. Let's see if I'm still in. Okay, so we are still in this, which is great. I don't know how I didn't get took. Right. Okay, we're going to move on now, guys. We're just going to leave this. We'll check on it soon. We've got alert down here, so we should be... Alright, we're going to check gold again. Okay, just going to move on. Now, on gold, what's going on here? So, on the daily, we have... Quick recap again. We took the high, came down to IRL, inversed IRL, so came to the other side. Exactly how I was explaining with that trade that we're on on GJ. If we respected this imbalance here, we would have continued up. If we disrespected it, we continue down to the lowest, or the low. We took that low, then we came to this imbalance here. We'll either respect this and continue the trend, or disrespect it and come down to this low over here. Now that we're inside of it, we're inside the discount zone, so we are looking for buys here. Unless we close behind it, we are still looking for buys, and if we do close behind it, we then target lows like this over here. So that's what's going on gold at the moment. We can get rid of this imbalance because we've closed here. We can get rid of this one too. So we are looking bullish on gold at the moment. Moving to the 4 hour. We have the low taken out over here. We take out the low. What do? We leave behind an imbalance. We then come back into that imbalance, either respect it and continue the trend like we've done right here, or we would have disrespected it and then come up and took this high. As you can see, we've respected it, continued the trend down. So realistically, we want to come and target this low if we're going to do anything. So the 4 hour is bearish at the moment. The daily is bullish still. Now the 1 hour is bullish as well. Sorry, bearish as well. Until we take out this low. Or I guess you could look at this liquidity here, this internal sell side right here, and go, well, that's the ERL. So we're due a retracement back to IRL. In this case, we have one right here, and we also have one right here. So we are kind of due a retracement here, but we're very close to this low, so it's not really worth taking any buys because we will just be manipulated and then become liquidity and then get the move. So I do think we'll come down to this low instead, especially when you pair it with the fact that we do have an IFVG right here, which, as I said, on the GJ, it's not necessarily something I would look to trade because of how long it's took to form that, but it goes against us. So realistically, buys don't make any sense at the moment. Sells make the most sense, but you want to trade it with the most recent draw on liquidity. And the most recent draw on liquidity on the higher time frame is the lows being taken out, which means you do really want to take a buy. But buys don't make sense because we've got so many conflicting confluences. So it's basically good to just not trade at all. Now, as you asked, Bilk, this is a beautiful trade. This beautiful, beautiful trade right here, this AMD cycle right now. I hope you've managed. I hope you break even by now. This low down here is a very good take profit. So we have this fair value gap right here. You know, we have that accumulation, manipulation up to the upside, form that fair value gap, take out that low, have the IFVG, and then continue down. That's perfect. But, you know, we've got In terms of a bias, we've got a mixed bias, and in terms of price structure, we are just moving down. We're just melting down. We've got no real structure behind it. So it is just easier to not trade this at all, really. So yeah. SMT. Now, I don't trade SMT, so there's no point in me adding it. Like, you know, I know how to use it, but there's no point doing it. It only really works properly on like Nasdaq and stuff like that, and S&P. But if you're gonna use SMT, it also depends on the pair you trade. Like, I could teach you SMT for GJ, and that would be Euro JPY or USD JPY, but typically Euro JPY would be the strongest correlated pair with GJ. But I don't use it as well, so there's no point. Now, big deeds, there's no point putting an SMT in. Longer many, you also need that PDF. Go and comment on the Discord. Sorry, not on the Discord, on the Instagram, and I'll send it to you right away, literally instantly. Let's check GJ. Oh, so we got took on GJ here. This is what I mean, guys. Barely lost anything though, but price action. This is why I don't trade December. This is why you need to as well. Like, you need to stop as well. Like, we had a brilliant setup, a perfect setup. We took this, and, you know, naturally we inversed it, which is fine. We would then come up and target the highs. But usually we just continue straight down. You know, we've got AMD right here. We've got the IFVG setup right here. We've got the liquidity. We've got the confluences with the bias. So, you know, it's just a bit messy. My Instagram account is just Josh Williams FX. Backtesting video. I don't know. I might do a live stream where we do backtest live together, but I don't think there's a point putting one in the free course. There is one in the paid course though, or there will be. If you want to get a backtesting video, that's where you need to go. I'm not just putting a... Okay. I am rebuilding the free course, guys. I am rebuilding it for the new year. I'll show you exactly how to trade like me. Now, this, saying that, whilst we've got a loss on the screen, isn't really the best thing, but this is just December price action, guys. It is what it is. Like, it's all about taking the setups that you see, and not ignoring them. Now, I don't ever trade December, ever. I'm still up for this week, but I don't ever trade December. I've traded it this year because it's my first year streaming and stuff like that. So, you know, I kind of stand by my point of view that December's shit. But we have had good results here and there. Now, what I'm going to do is just journal this trade and then move on to the next one, see if there's any other setups anywhere else. We're going to put that here, back where the original stop loss was, and then just go SL here. How much did I lose? Okay, so it's like a tenth of a... I don't know how much, like, to work that out. So we... about 500 on this account. It's 1%. So that's a quarter of a quarter. Because half of it's 250, 125, and then that's half of 125. So an eighth. An eighth, right? Of a percent. Let's just do that. All right. Let's journal this trade now, guys. GJ, bias was bearish. We took a sell. The R was 2.5. It was a loss, unfortunately. See what I mean, guys? This is December price action. This is December price action. It was a great trade. Great technicals. It was an A+ setup, in my opinion. Managed using ERL and IRL. Lost like 1/8 of a percent. I might put my gains in as well here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my gain in as well. Let's just do that and then drag this over here. Actually, I'll tell you what. There we go. So we're gonna put gains in here now. I'm gonna start doing it. So here we lost like, I don't know whether to put the figure or not because it's not accurate because it's across multiple accounts. But what we'll do is we'll just, for now, I'll put that in. So we're going to start tracking that now as well. December price action for you guys. And we were liquidity. Nah. But we'll see how this plays out. I'm going to get rid of all these lines and stuff. We might take a re-entry here. We'll see how it goes. With this IFVG right here. I don't really want to. But like I can write off this week and be done. Like I'm up 1% this week, clutching at straws. Really, it's December. I don't really need to say much else other than that. But that's the trade journal. We're gonna leave this analysis as it is and see how that plays out. Right. So, maybe not the double top, but you could get in with another IFVG entry. And I am not scaling a $500 account. No. I don't know what made you think that. 1% for me is 500 on here, on my phone, and then kind of simulates through to other accounts. So about like 90, 900. Which time of day is best for trading? So there is 2 times a day which is best to trade. Well, there's 3 really, depends, but the best trades will happen at these times. So there's 7 a.m. I'm gonna write it out for you actually. So there's 7 a.m. This is all in GMT, by the way. The best times to trade 7 a.m. through till 10 a.m. London VT or KZ, and you could say 12 p.m. Realistically though, it's 1:30 to 4:30. Now this is the AM New York, and then there's also New York PM. I don't trade that though. I found this is the best time to trade. You can get PM entries sometimes, but you don't get them as much. So when you see people taking PM trades, they'll talk about you and tell you that it's a PM trade, because it's not really the best time to look for trades at all. So I'd say, in my opinion, it's 7 a.m., 10 a.m. GMT, and then 1:30 to 4:30 GMT. Best times to trade. That's when there's the most volume. It's when there's also news for that session, which gives the volume. And typically, if there's no news, then there's less volume, but still more volume than usual. So they're the best times to trade. All right, guys. So, yeah, unfortunately, we took an L there. You can see this week has been, past few weeks of December has been very, very messy. And what I want you to do is see how this looks at like the end of January, because it's not going to look like this at all. Okay, there may be a few break-evens, but there's not going to be this many losses at all. We've had 4 losses over the past 2 weeks. Yeah, since the 6th, we've had 2 losses, so that's 2 weeks. 4 losses, sorry. So we've had 4 losses in 2 weeks, 3 wins in 2 weeks, and 3 break-even trades in 2 weeks. So it's not the best, but as I said, it's December. I don't usually trade December, and I'm not using that as a scapegoat. December price action is always ugly, but yeah, you know, it's a mess. Now, we tried, it worked a little bit, and then flipped. That's why we managed as well. But yeah, other than that, it was a good trade. The technicals were great, so I would say that this is a good loss. There are bad losses, bad wins, and good wins. A loss that goes against your plan is a bad loss. A win that goes against your plan is a bad win. Here, we've had good wins only, we've had good losses only, and good break-even trades only. Nothing here goes against the plan at all. And that's the main thing. But so far, we have an average R of 1.6 with a win rate of 73%. As you guys said yesterday, as you guys decided, you want me to start putting in every single trade that I take, regardless of whether or not we are on stream or not. So from now on, I will do that. I think if we're going to count that, then we did also take another win earlier on this week, towards the start, like Monday, Tuesday. So, you know, if we put that in, we'll see. I'll fill it out over the weekend properly. But yeah, we've got 75% win rate so far. Now, what I'm going to do is, over the next few weeks, I'm going to fill out more columns, add more stuff in, add some screenshots, like over here, like POC, like proof of concept kind of thing. And yeah, just upgrade this journal as a whole. And yeah, tomorrow's the last stream, so make sure I see you there. But over the next few weeks, we're going to be doing live lectures. We're going to be doing backtesting live. We're going to be doing a free course rebuild, a Discord rebuild, a course rebuild, an actual course rebuild, fresh new content on Instagram and Shorts. YouTube videos will be starting soon as well. Kicking it all off again, ready for the new year. But yeah, we took that like a champ, I'd say. You know, we had a good R, good plan, good trade, great technicals, but it just went against us due to the choppiness of December. We'll see how it's kind of playing out now. Yeah, see, we're just zoom out. We're just ranging. Apart from the news, which just pushed us straight up, we were ranging, you know, then the news. Before that, ranging, AMD here. But it's just very, very sloppy. Let's just see what it looks like on the 4-hour. You know, this is December price action here. So we've been going up, but it's just choppy, and then a push up, choppy, push up. Very, very messy. It's a loss, to be fair. So minus 74. And what I'll do as well is I'll put a running balance over here so we can see net gains as well. So I'll put net gains in, which will track all of this, you know, pluses and minuses to see how much we make or lose over the course of however long we do this for, which is forever. So yeah, updates to a lot of things, guys. We've got free course rebuild. Keep your eyes peeled for that. Fresh new content on the Reels and the TikToks. We've got Discord rebuild, live lectures over the week break. But as I said, you know, last stream tomorrow. We took this like a champ. There's no point really focusing on it too much anymore. Like, it's just a loss. Who cares? GJ has gone straight back down. So we could look at taking an entry here. We could re-enter the trade right here. if we inverse this. And that would make perfect sense as well. We're going to see how this closes, and we might take that. GBP falling. I wouldn't say falling, really. But, yeah, we'll see how this goes. We could take a re-entry. Not really the best, though. You know, there's 4 candles here, if we do even invert on this one. But, yeah. What are the other updates? So, summary of all the updates. If you're in fast track trading, if you have the course access, there's going to be pre-New York streams, monthly webinars, a course rebuild. And if you've got the free access, there's the free course rebuild, the Discord rebuild, free live lectures on YouTube, new content coming out, and stuff like that. So we'll see how that goes, guys. But I think we're just going to leave this here, guys. There's no point doing anything now. We've took that loss. I'm going to just sit it there. I'm not going to chase it too much. We'll see how it plays out. We'll see if the idea would have played out in the end. But it's just December markets for you. It is December markets for you. So make sure I see you in tomorrow's stream, which is the last stream of the year, the last trading stream. Now, usually it'll be very hype, but it's probably going to have very shit price action because it's the Friday, the last Friday before quiz. I was not going to say Christmas. I was going to say Christmas. Christmas. The last stream before Christmas, the last day, the last Friday before Christmas, the last week before Christmas. So, you know, be there, guys. I'll see you in tomorrow's stream. Have a good rest of your day. We're going to let this play out. We're going to see how it plays out, if it would have been a win or a loss. Very, very choppy price action. We tried it. We took the best setup we've seen, and it fit our plan. It was a good loss. We took it on the chin. We managed the trade accordingly, and now we move on to the next one. I'm live tomorrow, same time as always. Make sure you look at tonight's market outlook, and I'll see you guys in the last stream of the year tomorrow at the same time. Thanks, Bill. Thanks, Big Deeds. Take care, guys. I'll see you in the stream tomorrow. Don't know what I was going to say. I'll see you in tomorrow's stream. Okay, guys. Take care. Have a good rest of your day. And, yeah, have a good rest of your week. See you in tomorrow's stream. And have a good rest of your day.